Hey, what's going on? I will be going over how to finish scaling and a little bit of damage testing on the deck stack I shot build, and how you're going to go about basically getting insane amounts of DPS versus bosses, etc., etc. Now, contrary to what a lot of people think, there is actually a very simple way to output single target DPS on bosses. It's just a little bit laggy on console. If you are running a PS5, you do not have to worry about that. I am not. So you're probably going to witness me lag a little bit, and for that I do apologize. Now, there is something to be said about this whole, setup. I am using a lot of very expensive gear right now. In fact, this whole build was a request from someone who basically gave me interest in wanting to build this build, and I will get to you on total value if you're interested in everything like that, and if you like the single target and everything like that, you're more than welcome to let me know. So, without further ado, I made some upgrades from the last video. I have gotten a harvest crafted belt with over 100 plus damage, 130 damage, attack speed, T1 life, and I crafted on cold res. Cold res caps me over here, right there. However, what I am going to do instead is, because I was having a bit of a tussle with bosses, I am going to instead be using something a little bit different. So if you're going to be doing boss fights on this build, the unfortunate truth is you're going to have to use a Void Fletcher. If you're using the Void Fletcher, you're going to have a lot better time, in which case I can actually take this belt off, and then I can craft intelligence and dex on it, which would give us a little bit more. So 25 dex, 25 intelligence. Just gonna keep going until we get to 25. Perfect. Put it on. Now we are pretty much res capped. Obviously my Void Fletcher isn't the best of the best, so Now for your single target, I am going to make an update. I did say this was good for single target, but that was mainly for mapping, map bosses and whatnot. If you want to push for boss single target, you really need to get the Void Fletcher, and you really need to have a lot of attack speed and everything like that. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be dropping a I believe the best choice here is crit strikes, because I still have insane crit chance without it. And the reason you're dropping crit strikes is because you're going to be putting in faster attacks. Excuse me, I gotta find it. Alright. Perfect. And I'm attacking. Okay, that's it. That's very good. Now we have for our damage test a Minotaur with more monster life. Minotaur, I believe, is still one of the highest base game bosses in the game. Second, I think, only to super boss armor bosses such as Shaper and Cyrus. Cyrus doesn't have necessarily boss armor, but Shaper does. What I mean by that is they have insane amounts of reduction in res at the beginning of the start of the fight. I know for a fact that Shaper does. I don't know about Cyrus. But this should be about the equivalent of how fast you're going to be doing damage to Cyrus. So we're going to go ahead and test this out real quick and kind of show you exactly what you're looking at. Now, I did fix up this flying wolf way orders in here, and then I have my second curse attached to Hex Touch. And then I can apply it either via Ensnaring Arrow or Flame Dash, depending on the, how I'm fighting the boss. So, yeah. Pretty sure I didn't have AoE. AoE is the only real thing you gotta worry about on a squishy character, because when he pops out of the ground, it hits like the whole screen. Make sure it does not. He just has more life. And grab this tropical island here. Let's go ahead and kill these bosses real quick. Well, apparently they killed me too. Oh well, that's a downside if you're running the PS4. You're going to have that issue with not being able to see your screen sometimes whenever you're just fighting. So I don't know if it's just exclusively an iShot thing or if there's a lot of builds that do it. I know that with iShot it is really, really, really prevalent. And on Cyclone, I didn't really notice a lot of change, though I have noticed invisible enemies with Cyclone too. So it's, yeah, I don't know. I think PS4 is just not the right console for this game anymore. It's just they every time they fix something, they end up ruining something else almost immediately after. So. As you see, we still have a really solid amount of movement speed, and we don't have Headhunter or anything on. Because I really don't care where you guys are. Just gonna do that, and sure.
Then it is subterfuge.
Looks like we have rituals. This is a good way to kind of show you a test of the clear. Or get deleted. I don't know what the heck that was. It looks like it was loading as soon as I died though, so. Yeah, when you have Minix Max Res, you gotta be careful too. We don't have any issues clearing on this setup. We have increased monster life and everything's literally taking one hit usually, so we don't have a lot to worry about there. As I said before, I don't have corrupted blood.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Alright, let's go ahead and do this boss real quick so you guys can kind of see the damage test. You can do a slam real quick. You can do a little bit of damage. You can dive underground and pop up, and then alright, you can do it again, pop up. You can do it again. And that is Minotaur. As I said, he had extra life, and we were just able to pretty much delete him. Now, I will have a disclaimer. We are using a regular added cold, not awakened. I am using crit damage support, ice shot, faster attacks, inspiration. You can actually drop inspiration altogether. If you actually look, it doesn't give you a whole lot. This is a regular inspiration support, and if I look right here, it's, let's see, my single target is reading at 53k. If I go ahead and fire 5 times, it goes from 53 to 70k. Now, if you have instead elemental damage with attacks, you're just going to be at a, let me wait till my inspiration charges drop real quick. You're going to be at a permanent 72k, and you're not, the crit chance you lose is negligible in comparison. On top of it, again, these are not awakened gems. You're free to add awakened gems, 21, 23 gems, so on and so forth to the build, and do what you want. I am just doing this as a test to kind of show the DPS versus Minotaur. Go die in another ritual, how about that? Ah, bubble shield. What do we get? Exalt shards, I take them. Yeah, baby. Bam. Alright, I'm rich. And bam. Without further ado, this has been Chaos-Reighn. I do appreciate you guys joining me here again today. And to those who it may be concerned, if you are interested in purchasing and or, trading for a full build of ice shot, I am more than willing to sell for mirrors or trade for other builds. I have several full builds of ice shot and several variants. If you guys have no interest in it, or if you have interest in other builds, you're more than welcome to hit me up. Obviously, this is PlayStation 4 console, or PlayStation console, and as I've said before, if you guys like this video and you want to see more content like this, please feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe, but click that little bell over there on the corner, and see you all in the next video.